Hello everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League again today. This is Season 1 of 2022, Round 5, Tier 1, racing at Autopolis International Racing Course. And we are in the Ferrari Dino 246 GT and only sports hard tyres available. Let's see how qualifying went today. Qualifying on pole today is Gary. Yet again, can anyone stop the rampage in German as he wraps up 3 wins in the last 3 races? Last week being a double points weekend as well, so made the most of that. Sits at the top of the championship now on 110 points. Will he be notching up another win today? Second place on the grid today is Cartman. He's third in the championship on 77 points. Outstanding performance last week, finishing within a second behind Gary after an hour's worth of racing. Can he go one better today and push for that race win? Qualifying third today is Flapjack, with 4 podiums in 4 races, puts Jack second in the championship on 100 points. Another great quali from Jack today, but he does need to start beating Gary on track if he is to retain his title. See how he does from third today. Fourth place on the grid today is MS2 Fast for You. He's 8th in the championship on 46 points. Race to forget last week for MS as he finished towards the back of the pack. Can't really afford any more slip-ups going forward now. We do get rid of our worst 2 results over the course of the season, but 2 bad results by his standards so far. But good quality today. Let's see what he can do from 4th. Qualifying 5th today is Desla. He's 12th in the championship on 26 points, but has only made 2 appearances so far this season. So all points scored from here on will count towards his season total. See how he gets on from 5th place today. 6th on the grid today is Sir Bottlejob. He's 7th in the championship on 54 points. With a good result last week, bringing the car home in 4th place, making the most of the double points. His results slowly improving as the season goes on, so carry this form on into round 5. Qualifying 7th today is myself, DJ Rice, 9th in the championship on 43 points, with opposite fortunes to Bottle, with my results slowly going downhill as the season carries on. Good quality today though in 7th, see what we can do from the midfield. Qualifying 8th today is Lionessi. He's 4th in the championship on 74 points after a string of 4th place finishes. Brings the car home in 6th place last week. Needs a good result today, has a little bit of work to do starting from 8th if he's to stay in touch with the top 3 in the championship. 9th place on the grid today is Q8 Motorsport. He's 5th in the championship on 69 points. Another unfortunate race for Q8 last week as he got caught up in some early incidents through no fault of his own. Brought the car home in 9th place, I think, just inside the top 10, so a good result nevertheless. But yeah, see what he can do from 9th place today. Rounding out the top 10 in qualifying today is Mickey. He's 10th in the championship on 40 points. Top 10 finish for Mickey last week, getting his best points haul so far this season. It's going to be a tough season for about 8 drivers in the midfield, Mickey being one of them. So yeah, needs some good points on the board again today. 11th place on the grid today is Mr. Sean, 6th in the championship on 58 points. Another consistent drive from Sean last week, bringing the car home in 7th place for a solid 24 points to add to his season. Qualifying outside the top 10 today though, let's see what he can do. 12th place on the grid today is GTO. He's 11th in the championship on 32 points at the moment. After a strong opening round, GTO has form has dipped a little bit over the last 3 rounds and really needs to recapture that form and consistency he had last season. Let's see how he gets on from 12th today. And 13th on the grid today is JC. JC not having his best Sunday League campaign so far, it's got to be said. And last week the only man opting for the Jaguar, which is pretty brave, but I don't think it paid off in the end. But yeah, really needs to start getting some good points on the board and getting amongst the midfield battles. So that was the grid order for round 5 Drivers Room Sunday League racing at Autopolis. This is the table as it stands going into this race. And let's get to the front of the grid and let's get underway. Oh, here we are then, about to get underway. So we build up the revs and these lovely old Ferraris. Should prove to be an interesting race, and we are off. There's a lot of tyre smoke from the right hand side of the grid, and looks like everyone has got away pretty cleanly. I think Gary has done enough to maintain the lead into turn 1, which he has, but it looks like Flapjack has really capitalised on that inside line, and he does move himself into 2nd place as everything looks pretty clean throughout the grid. No offs. He's got myself up into 6th place, and just moving ahead of Bottle Job there and getting extremely loose through the next corner. But yeah, proper run through the grid. Gary out in the lead, Flapjack up into second now, Carmen in third, Desla in fourth. So yeah, Bottle losing a few places, he moves down again. Myself in sixth, Nessie in seventh place, Bottle Job down to eighth now, Q8 Motorsport in ninth, Mickey in 10th, JC up to 11th, good start from JC, 13th to 11th. So he does go a little bit wide through that corner. Mr. Sean in 12th and GTO in 13th. The top three already breaking away a little bit, as everything getting a little bit bunched up. And that is myself running a little bit wide through the hairpin, allowing Lionessi through up into 6th place. I think I might lose another spot to Bottle Job here as well, and just slot myself back into 8th place. So a few positions moving around in the midfield on this opening lap. JC still holding on to 11th. So yeah, as it stands at the moment, Gary out in the lead, being chased down by Flapjack. As I say, Flapjack really needs to beat Gary on track and start taking some points off him if he is to keep his championship hopes alive. And that is Carmen carrying a little bit too much speed through that corner by the looks of it. Desla not managing to shake this pack off behind him. MS2 Fast Few losing a place early on with Desla moving up one. Lionessi making moves up into 6th place now and putting MS2 Fast Few under a little bit of pressure. May well make a move into turn 1. Takes a little bit of a look. So MS choosing not to go defensive at this part of the race, and so it goes side by side through turn 1, giving each other enough space, but they do lose a little bit of speed, and that is myself going off in the background there. We'll take a look back at that in a minute, but Lionessi and MS2 Fast Shoot still pretty much side by side through turn 2, but Nessie gets the job done, moves himself up into 5th place. Let's take a quick look back and see what happened further back. So yeah, while the battle between Nessie and MS2 Fast Shoot was going on up ahead, got myself ahead of Q8 into turn 1. Really a lot of body dip on that car, under braking, and just goes completely wide. And unfortunately for Q8, I think he just followed me straight off. I can't remember what that's called when you do that during a race, when you follow the guy's line ahead. But yeah, Q8 getting caught out early on again by the looks of it, and finds himself recovering in 12th place. Under pressure from GTOs, he's got dirty tyres coming through the next few corners as well. But yeah, a lot of work to do for Q8 Motorsport early on in this race again, as Gary just gets himself a little bit of breathing room to 2nd place. That's a lovely line through the apex there from Jack, as this car's wobbling all over the place. 1971 I think this car is. I stand to be corrected, I do most of the time, but yeah, top 3, a little bit of space between them. Desla's still doing enough to hold off what is now 5th place Lionessi, who is really making moves early in this race, as he's starting to put Desla under pressure. So Bottle Job not too far behind after losing a place or 2 at the start. Just needs to get on with it now and stand, and the pressure has paid off as Desla runs a little bit wide there, and that does allow Nessie through and up into 4th place. A lap 2, not even 2 laps done, Nessie's made up 4 places, and yeah, Desla back into his starting position of 5th. So Bottle Job close behind now in 6th, MS2 Fast Few in 7th. Mickey has moved up into 8th place. Oh yeah, myself and Q8 moving down the grid, so Mickey up into 8th now, JC up to 9th, good start from JC, as got myself recovering behind now, trying to put him under a little bit of pressure, and move myself back up the field. Mr. Sean in 11th, Q8 in 12th, GTO in 13th. Start of lap 3 now, Gary leading everyone into turn 1 again. So a little bit of breathing room to Jack now, as a little bit of field spread between top 3 as Lionessi does. Desla gets a little bit untidy through turn 1, and that has compromised so Bottle Job's exit a little bit, and this may work well. It's obviously brought MS2 Fast Few really close to these two now. Yeah, Desla just a little bit untidy the opening part of this race, and finds himself under pressure now from MS2 Fast Few as they go through the slow hairpin. And Desla will have the inside for this long left-hander coming up, so Bottle Job really putting the pressure on now, and this is allowing Lionessy to, and that's MS2 Fast Few going a little bit wide through the corner in the background there, and Bottle Job does have a look into the hairpin. Desla really good on the brakes though, and does hold on to 5th place for now. Bottle Job is all over the back of him. This corner coming up really fast, right-hander isn't really an overtaking opportunity. That'll be quite a horrible corner to go side by side through as Bottle Job gets a wheel on the grass there. See the back end of the Ferrari kicking out a little bit. These cars really do take a lot of concentration to maintain good speed with. As soon as you get body roll, you just lose chunks of lap time. But Desla settling down now, holding on to 5th place for now. Bottle Job all over the back of him. Mickey in 7th. So we lost MS2 Fast Few from the back of that pack there. We did see him put a wheel on the grass earlier on, but has lost 2 track positions. Myself up to 8th, so I seem to have displaced JC as well. So JC running in 10th now. Miss Sean in 11th. GTO up into 12th. Q8 Motorsport unfortunately down in 13th place. Gary in the lead of the race. Lap 4, turn 1 again. It looked like he was going a little bit sideways on the exit there, and Flapjack not only fallen back off of Gary a little bit, but Cartman Revisor now right on the gearbox of 2nd place. Flapjack, you see Lionessy in the background as well after a really good start from Nessie. See if you can close up on these two if they start to get into a battle. And this is exactly what Gary needs, as he can just concentrate on his own race now. Start to fuel save a little bit maybe. Not too sure what the fuel capabilities of these cars are. But yeah, Gary's completely missed the hairpin. I was just about to say, Gary, he's stranded on the sand as well. This is going to cost him chunks of time. Nessie coming through in 4th place as well. Gary recovering on track, dirty tyres. I think he's done just enough to stay ahead of Nessie. That's a very rare mistake from Gary there. Just about caught it as well. Don't know where he was going. Thought he found a shortcut, but obviously not. Just missed his braking point completely for that hairpin, and has lost a chunk of time to the top 2. And yeah, after going purple on lap 2, that's a beautiful slide from Nessie through that corner there and keeping the pressure on Gary. But I say probably not the fastest way to go around corners, and your back tyres won't thank you for it. But we are running on the Sport hard tyres today, so I don't think tyre wear is going to be an issue. What's happening here, obviously you do get knocked out. It's quite easy to get knocked out of your rhythm, in these cars especially. But yeah, just needs to get his head down, start getting some good lap times in, as he's under pressure from MS2 Fast Few in 7th place now. So Mickey up into 8th, so I think we've missed some more action there. That would be me again doing something silly by the looks of it. And just smashing that braking board out of the way, making a move on GTO into that hairpin. Compromise my exit, will GTO fight back? Yeah, I'm not too sure what I done there, but in 11th place, as say, it's moved a few drivers back up through the field. I'm just about holding on to what is 10th place now. So yeah, we've got Mickey up into 8th, sorry. There's also a man recovering from an incident on lap 4. Mr. Sean in 9th place, myself in 10th. G-Show in 11th, Q8 in 12th. We've got JC at the back by some margin as well. JC's had a huge incident somewhere and he has lost a lot of time to the pack up ahead. But start of lap 6 now, Flapjack in first place. Closely followed, pretty much identical lap times from the top two there. 4 thousandths of a second to separate them at the moment. And Gary goes purple on lap 5. So this is a man scorned. And like with most good drivers, you know, if you do make a mistake, and that is Flapjack and Cartman battling it out, and this is obviously going to allow Gary straight back into this fight. And yeah, Gary going purple on lap 5, and Flapjack and Cartman literally going door to door now. Will Cartman make a move into the hairpin? Really good overtaking opportunity on the lap, but not close enough. That braking board still strewn across the track might well prevent some overtaking opportunities if people not wanting to move out to the inside of that hairpin with that big block sitting there. But yeah, Flapjack doing enough to hold on to first place for now as he has a bit of a wiggle. And this is, as I say, allowed Gary straight back into the fight with 209.4, 1.1 seconds quicker than the cars ahead. And obviously worth noting, this is Gary's car choice as well this week. So obviously in the Sunday League, all drivers have the opportunity to pick what track and car combo they want to do, and so it's all very well organised, laid out very well in the Drivers Room Discord. Anyone that's watching now that's not involved with the Drivers Room, if you want to get involved in some of the best league racing console has to offer, just comment down below, and yeah, all drivers welcome, all skill levels. Sunday League runs 2 tiers, this being tier 1, so you try to well, we have got more than 16 drivers for each tier, but obviously not everyone turning up week in week out, so we only got 13 drivers starting today, but it's probably the least drivers we've had for a race start this season. So yeah, as I say, always good racing in the Drivers Room. Feel free to get involved. But anyway, back to the race now. Flappy settling down after a little bit of battling these two had, and so they really need to get on with it, because Gary will capitalise, and once he gets back in the slipstream of Cartman, I feel he will be straight back into the fight. Nessie doing well in 4th, so just about hanging on to the back of Gary, just half a second slower on that last lap, but all 4 of these drivers have a good gap back to 5th place Bottle Job, who is extending the gap to Desla, who is doing enough to hold on to 6th place, as yeah, 2:12 flat last lap from Desla, finally finding his qualifying pace. Needs to start getting consistent lap times in the sea. He does go set his personal best at this part of the lap as well. Different lines through the hairpin though, as it did look like MS2 Fast Food closed up a little bit. Mickey running in 8th place, ahead of myself in 9th. Q8 Motorsport up into 10th place now. GTO in 11th, looks like GTO's got ahead of Mr. Sean in 12th, and JC in 13th. As we just hit the halfway point of the race. Flapjack still doing a good job out in front, and you can see Gary has closed another 209 on that last lap, nearly a second quicker than the top two. Another good lap from Nessie in 4th place, but yeah, this will be a three-way fight for first place again. Flapjack second in the championship at the moment, really needs this race win today, and it really would keep things open in the championship. So same as Cartman. Obviously Cartman needs to get himself back amongst the fights ahead. I think Cartman missed a round or two, so almost has a round in hand, so they do drop our worst two results. So albeit him being 20 to 30 points off of the top two at the moment, as the season progresses, that will close up. All positions being maintained. Just catch Bottle Job going sideways there. So Desler, starting to nail a bit of consistency and finding a good bit of form now, as he's pulled a little bit of a gap to MS2 Fast Few in 7th. Mickey doing well in 8th, as it looks like Q8 Motorsport has got ahead of myself and moved himself up into 9th place now to 2:11.7 on that last lap. And Q8 Motorsport with a move into the hairpin. Not quite close enough, just see a move to the inside in the braking zone there. Thought he was close enough to make a move, but yeah, good drive from Mickey so far as well. Obviously, if it weren't for that spin, would have been a lot further up the track and maybe fighting for 6th and 7th place. But settling into 8th place for now. Q8 Motorsport on a bit of a charge after getting caught out early on behind my bad driving. Finds himself in 9th place now. Myself in 10th. GTO still in 11th ahead of Mr. Sean in 12th. JC in 13th place. .210.4, 210.4, and a 210 flat from Gary. So Gary's still slowly reeling in the top two drivers. He will be in striking distance soon. I think he's getting close to the slipstream of the car up ahead, as we just sit on board with the championship leader for a few corners, as we watch in real time, just getting closer and closer. And then, as I say that, he loses a couple of attempts on the exit of that corner. But yeah, Tier 1, the level and consistency of these drivers in Tier 1 is really something else at the moment. And yeah, you just can't afford to make mistakes. Although Gary just coming up to the hairpin where he drove straight on earlier, losing a chunk of time, but more than getting on with it, responding with that 209.4 on lap 5 straight away, bringing himself back into the battle. But not close enough yet. I say, just these cars are very much on the limit. As soon as you get a little bit of a wobble on, you do lose chunks of time. 211.9 last lap for Nessie, just falling away from the top three, and Bottle Job really on a charge, 210.7, taking nearly a second and a half out of Nessie's lead up ahead on that last lap, as Desler might have had an untidy lap on lap 9. So MS2 Fast Few also setting his personal best on lap 8, starting to close the gap up to 6th place. Desler again. Mickey still doing well in 8th place, as getting put under pressure from Q8 Motorsport behind and responding with his own personal best on that last lap. And yeah, Q8 Motorsport just getting faster and faster at this stage of the race. See how much longer Mickey can live with that pressure. It's Q8 going a little bit wide there, and yeah, still got GTO ahead of Mr. Sean, 10th and 11th respectively. JC in 12th now, and that is, I've actually pitted because I'm so bad at saving fuel. 99% of this grid are comfortably going to make this a no-stop race, and me on the other hand, yeah, couldn't do it. So there we go, rejoining the race in 13th. See JC just cutting a bit of the apex there in 12th. So yeah, he's got 2 minute 30, lost 15 seconds somewhere on lap 4, and that's just really put him under pressure now. But him, I saw, has he let me go there? I think he has let me go there. So fair play, mate. Thanks for that. That's myself recovering into 12th place there. JC not having his best of races. So difficult car this. It is very loose, and sports hard tyres as well. Tyre choice not very rarely used in the Sunday League. It's got to be said, very rarely used in the game. Full stop, I'd imagine. But here we are with the top three pretty much nose to tail now. With 8.5 minutes of the race left to go. But yeah, these three drivers are sitting in the top three positions of the championship as well. So halfway point of the season, we've already had some fantastic battles, and yeah, there really isn't much to separate these guys. Say Bottle Job, Nessie, Desla, MS2 Fast U behind. Not the best of races today, but another three drivers that can quite easily match this pace, given the right track and car combo. Yeah, tier 1 is it's extremely tough nowadays. Flapjack doing an outstanding job in first place, weathering a lot of pressure, keeping some really good consistent lap times going. But yeah, I feel Cartman's just a little bit quicker at this stage of the race. Obviously Gary, I think, is a bit quicker than both of these guys, but there's only a tenth or two to separate them. You're going to need more than that to get any clean overtakes done. But you can just see these cars are on the limit all the time. And so it's so close. The skill level is so close between these guys. There's it usually takes, I'm not trying to bring a commentator's curse to anyone, but it usually takes a mistake from someone for track positions to change. But Flapjack getting really, I didn't mean that, but yeah, maintained good speed there, but looked like he had a right tank slapper on the exit of that corner. And as we're watching the top three, Bottle Job has really closed up the gap to Lionessi up ahead. We'll try to keep an eye on that as well, but this top three battle, it's pretty intense, pretty hard to take your eyes off. Cartman taking a little bit of a look on the inside. It's a long sweeping right hander. It's not really a great place to overtake either. I think that would have gifted Gary an overtake on both of them if they went side by side through there. But this is a good opportunity for Cartman now. Flapjack going as defensive as he can. They're allowing absolutely no room, and that's a bit of a juke back from Cartman. I think he was losing the slipstream there, was worried about a move from Gary, so move back in behind Flapjack and take second place again for now as Flapjack goes sideways on the exit of turn 1 and still holding on to first place. Cartman in second, and we have missed an overtake in the background for Sir Bottle Job. We will take a look back and see what happened there. So yeah, as the battle unfolds for the top three race positions, I'll say you've had Bottle Job just getting closer and closer to Lioness. He's had a good exit from that last corner as well. Yeah, pretty bread and butter move into turn 1. Nessie not really putting up too much of a fight there, as yeah, Bottle Job seems to be a bit quicker at this stage of the race anyway. So Nessie settling back in to 5th place. Desla on a charge now as well from 6 as MS2 Fast U getting a wobble on from turn 1 as well. But yeah, 2:10.9 from Desla on that last lap. 4 seconds quicker than Nessie on that last lap. So Nessie just struggling with the tyre wear maybe a little bit. So the bottom left graphic doesn't look like a lot of tyre wear, but these are sports hards and don't have the best of grip anyway, so getting the power down, it's going to be interesting. So back, and as we was watching that, we have missed the overtake for the lead, and we're going to have to go back again. Let's take a look. So yes, towards the start of lap 12, this is about where we cut away from the top 3 originally to watch Bottle Jobs overtake for 4th place. It looks like, and this is probably the moment he's really wide on the hairpin there, and Cartman makes his way through, and Gary says thank you very much, I'm taking that as well, and moves himself up into 2nd. So yeah, one small mistake there on the entry of that hairpin for Flapjack, and loses 2 track positions. So Cartman now in the lead of the race with 5 minutes left to go. Flapjack must be kicking himself to see if he can fight back, as Gary finds himself in this sandwich now of the top 3. See what Cartman can do in clean air as well. So less than 5 minutes of the race to go now. And yeah, we'll run through the grid, see where everyone else is, but that is the top 3. Bottle Job in clean air in 4th. Nessie under pressure from Desla as well. Desla, yeah, late. I'll say late on the brakes, but I thought they was at a different corner there. Brilliant cut back there from Nessie. But not giving up that 5th position easily. But yeah, Desla really quick at this stage of the race, setting his personal best on lap 11. We'll come back to that in a minute. It's MS2 fast in clean air front and back in 7th. Mickey still doing a great job in 8th place. And he has weathered that early pressure from Q8, as Q8 was starting to ramp the pressure up a little bit, as he's going critical on fuel now, so maybe can't afford to run at that pace anymore, and this has allowed Mickey a bit of breathing room. This will be a good result if you can bring that home in 8th place. But yeah, Q8 in 9th, GTO in 10th place, just weathering a bit of pressure now from Mr. Sean. Both these guys should be good for fuel until the end of the race. Myself in no man's land in 12th, as JC, similar story, in 13th. Again, races to forget for myself and JC at the back. But Cartman holding on to 1st place for now. Yeah, both of these guys, sorry about that, both of these guys should be good until the end for fuel. Flapjack's got a little bit more fuel, but he has just lost the slipstream to the top 2 by the looks of it. And Gary not close enough here to make a move into the hairpin. Bottle Job still on a charge in 4th place. Shame Bottle lost so many places early in that race. He's showing a good bit of pace now. Over 1.5 seconds, sorry, 2 seconds quicker than 3rd place Flapjack on that last lap. Far too much ground to make up. So it looks like a solid 4th place for now. So Nessie has pulled a gap from Desla again, but is going critical on fuel. Desla, I think, made a mistake somewhere. He's lost a couple of seconds. There's MS2 fast. Oh, really bad lap for MS as well on lap 12, a 2:50. He's also critical on fuel, so might well be running in a very high fuel mix, or fuel mix 6, to bring this car home. So Q8 looks like, Mickey looks like he is in a comfortable 8th place now, as Q8 is on some extreme fuel saving measures himself. GTO in 10th, Mr. Sean 11th, myself 12th, JC in 13th. Back to the lead of the race, 1.5 minutes left to go. This will be the last lap of the race, as on the graphic Gary is ahead, but Cartman has the inside. Yeah, positions his car really well there, but that I would say that's the last opportunity. To quite a few heavy braking zones on this lap to go through yet. So but yeah, this will be the last lap. Is there anything Gary can do? Will this be Cartman's first win of the season? Run Gary really close at the end of the last race, as after an hour of racing, these two were bumper to bumper, as they are pretty much now. Gary just coming out on top of that one. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this to the finish, I think, and then we'll run through the grid. I don't think there's going to be much going on further back. Heavy braking zone to this hairpin, but Gary's just not close enough. Carmen driving extremely well at the most important part of the race, but these guys are really critical on fuel now. They're pushing each other to the absolute limit. 2 minute 10.6, really fast lap times at this stage of the race as well. But Carmen doing enough, just positioning his car really well, and just needs to hold this apex now. Oh, a few more apexes, but I think he has done enough. As yeah, it's just holding the inside now. Just it needs to be neat and tidy through these last 2 corners. Long right hand, left hand kink, and he has done enough. Congratulations, Carmen takes the win today. Gary's so close in second place, running on absolute fumes at the finish there. Flappy, yet another podium for Flapjack in third place. A really great race from the top guys again. Bottle Joe, unfortunate at the start, but showing some real good pace at the end. Comfortable 4th place finish in the end. Eli Nessie holding on to 5th place, because Desler did start to close up again, but yeah, good race from Nessie, holding on 5th. Desler in 6th place. Mickey, MS2 Fast Few in 7th, and Mickey bringing it home in 8th place. So yeah, we will bring up the league table at the end of the race. Mickey taking a checkered flag there in 8th, and Q8 running out of fuel. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but Gicho 9th place on the line. Mr. Sean 10th place on the line. Q8 losing 2 places right at the end of that race. So yeah, I think he's got no fuel on the graphic there, so I think he did yeah run out of fuel right on the line, losing 2 places, end up in 11th. Sorry, just trying to catch up with it all. Myself in 12th place and JC in 13th. But yeah, what a race, really close for the top guys again. And we'll bring up the league table now, and this is how things stand at the end of round 5. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.